Okay, yeah, that was all a bunch of stuff that just happened there on that episode of Critical Role there. You know what? No fancy intro. This is Natural 9. We're recapping Critical Role. It's episode 78. Shit goes down. A lot of really cool shit goes down. So let's go. Some important things before the episode. Unfortunately, we're down to Travis this week because he's out filming something instead of watching the Avengers like last time. Kinda wish he was around just for that one moment. You know the one. Or maybe you don't. Either way, you're gonna find out. If you recall, last week featured a fierce encounter at Fort Daxio that ended with Vox Machina taking out a fire giantess and her burb friend, along with a lot of lizard men. Also, something about Kima and Allura? I forget. Anyway, the party then returned to Whitestone to prepare for the next and possibly final step of their campaign. The storming of Amon. The meeting ends, and Vox Machina discusses their next steps. The crew decides to grab allies and go somewhere. A hero's feast is in their future wherever they go. Maybe in the keep for old time's sake? More discussions about what their next step is going to be. Obviously, it's going to be their first step into hell. Kiki decides to scry on Grayskull Keep's outside to see if there's anything around. As she prepares to do that, Drake calls the party on his cell phone. Late night when they need some gear. He's gonna give them presents in a moment. The scry is successful. The keep is looking good. It's like a frozen portion of time. A tribute to the days before the dragons. More allies are discussed. Are they gonna avoid Cash? They're not gonna avoid Cash. They can't avoid Cash. I mean, he's only pissed. Royally pissed. Scanlan really wants to talk to Jarrett. For drugs. He wants the drugs. Percy wants money and chaos, because that is the plan. Mary's here! Zara and Vex catch up and think about getting matching tattoos, you know, dragon killer sisters. She's been too busy making stuff to know what's going on, and now she's in on the plans. Zara quotes Dumbledore as she accepts that death is an adventure, so she's in. I still fucking ship it. Meanwhile, Kiki takes all the time she needs, all of the time she needs, to get to Kasha. Gosh, this town sure is pretty, but Will is here too. Cash is as pleasant as ever. I mean, they did kind of fuck him over. Kiki breaks down and begs for his help as she tells him all that's happened and all that's to come. Eloquence, thy name is Keyleth of the Ashari. Cash agrees the moment he hears that Zara's going to be in on it. Scanlan decides to go check on J-Money. Poor Jarrett's nervous about tomorrow, but he's ready. He also has the goods for Scanlan. Some sood? I think that's what it's called. Scanlan asks Jarrett if he's a cop, because he's got to tell him if he's a cop. He's not, but apparently this drug run is a one-off. Scanlan then asks how it's taken. For the record, it's not something you put in your butt. Percy repairs bad news as he prepares to give some to his sister. He asks for any help that he can get. Drake, remember? He called them on their cell. No, not again. Drake gives them 3 greater healing potions and 1 basic healing potion, as well as 4 potions of fire resistance. Laura then asks about stacking potions. Matt says it's okay to an extent, except if you chug that shit down all at once. Con saves all around. Cass is pulled aside by Percy, and he asks her to barricade Whitestone, which Cass is good with. Vax and Gilly talk. Gilmore asking Vax to continue to keep his see you later promise. Want to help us save the world? Vax asks. He's been wanting to be let off the leash for a while, so Gilmore happily accepts. Vax is absolutely sure that it'll be glorious. Vex tasks the group with dividing up the potions, and Percy ponders if the Dragon Slayer longsword can be used by someone else. Mary then brings up the fact that Osisa would have given them more information when they got all the vestiges. Gosh, you guys seem to forget a lot of things about the thing! Even more planning? Cash and Percy debate the concepts of skirmishes, but Vax says fuck it, let's go. Cash's plan seriously sounds good, with skirmishes and feints leading to Vox Machina coming in the back door. That's not a bit, that's actually a thing that Cash said.
that will draw everybody to the one fortified position, but that's also a feint. Then you come in the back door. That's always the way you do it. Meanwhile, we'll take the...
Meanwhile, Zara speaks to Cash telepathically. Apparently, something happened between Zara and Rai Rai. A hero's feast is eaten, and the crew gains all the benefits. Poor Jared's left out, though. Allura informs the crew that 2,000 soldiers are coming to help, with the Dusk, Tide, and Gale regiments of the army coming. Cash asks the logistical questions. The numbers are kind of fucked in the favor of Thordak. About 8 to 9k versus their 2k, with 800 or so wyverns. Kasha continues to prove his position as best girl by being a tactical genius, thinking about using illusions to fuck with the lizard men. Siege weapons are discussed. The arrow that Vex got a long time ago, and Grog in particular. Kiki doesn't want to tap into the Ashari resources, but she might need to for air support. Although they also do have an airship. Vex is taken aside by Zara, who begs her not to trust Rai Rai. Then Vex insight checks Zara because she has to. What she gleams isn't exactly known to us, but Vex presses. Zara explains that she tried to pry into Rai Rai, and she just knows that Raishan can't be trusted. Why you do this, Mary? Why you do this thing? Meanwhile, Allura, Kiki, and Vax head to Zephyra to meet Corrin. After all, Allura has to know who he is, so that she can send him messages. Kiki's super excited, but Allura's all business. Something shows up in the sky that Vax is immediately wary of, but Kiki explains that it's a skysail rider, namely Corrin. He guesses that they're not here for a leisurely trip. The Air Ashari are ready, even if he's a bit trepidatious. Keyleth shows her growth as a leader as she tells her dad what's next, and they prepare the idea of storms for the wyverns. And then she drops her spaghetti by fubbing talks about signals. Corrin swears that he's gonna fight because his daughter's gonna do it. She also reintroduces her boyf to her dad. Corrin gives Vax the old shotgun special stare. And also Keyleth never introduced Allura to Corrin. It's okay, Kiki at best. Percy then goes to meet Vex, who is completely naked and ready to fuck. That's not a joke, she seriously says that.
Green Dragon.
Are you here for our later talk?
No, this is a very... Open the door, I have something to show you.
Fine. I open the door, completely naked.
Oh!
What was it, dear?
It's a power play, I love it.
I don't remember, but it was mostly to head in this direction. Can I come in?
Sure, of course. Would you like to talk before or after?
I open the bag.
Percy then drops a record-breaking amount of spaghetti as he shows Vex some hard liquor that they gon' drink. And then well, the door closes. What happens is up to your imagination. They fucked. They probably The next morning, everyone's ready. Allura confirms that the army's ready and attunements happen. Vax and Cash spar to confirm that the Dragon Slayer longsword works. It does. Vex tries to convince Kiki that they're fighting over her. Kiki doesn't believe her, but she's into it. The two compatriots do some silly sparring. The rest complain that Vax used a luck point on a roll on the day that they're about to fight a dragon. Liam then reminds us all that this is a game. Yeah, sometimes we can forget. Zara then tells them that their fun is wrong and stops them. Gilmore shows up dressed to the nines, in true Ank'Harel fashion. Keyleth then strives for a tree by trying to check on Sildor, who is not on the battlefield. He's back in Singorn because he's not a fighter. Allura and Keyleth combine their powers to bring everyone to the war camp. Drake comes with them, and Larkin returns! Vax was fucking with us the whole time. He knew that Larkin was Raishan. Who knows what other dark secrets he holds. The party arrives at the war camp, which looks like it's well protected. They then meet Mikkel Daxio, Riskel's dad, who apparently looks a lot like him. Wait, wasn't Riskel adopted, though? Oh, they must dress the same. But still, who knows what other dark secrets he holds. War plans are finalized. Sundown is the time. Cash is all business as he asks all about the plans, and Mikkel gives him the plans, attacking the compass points of the city and their gates. General Kashav Vesh of the Corneria army commands grace and power as he bluntly asks about everything. party decides to head into the tunnels before the siege and the storm, because the storm might fuck with their chances, and it'll also quell some of the fire. Vox Machina heads to Grey Skull Keep to prepare. Cash makes Matt make up an NPC on the spot. Dale, Cash's old buddy, who had a poor girl called Anne who barely made it through the dragon attack. And the party continues stealthily with Pass Without a Trace to Grey Skull Keep. Vax goes on ahead and checks to see if there's anyone inside. Perception and trap checking yields nothing. The keep's been ransacked for all its contents, but no one's there. The magic poop is still there, but the jar is broken on the ground. Percy's shop has been robbed except for some things. The hidden exit is found and the party heads in. Percy shows Kashaw the cask of gunpowder, and then he's visited by the ghost of Victor's past. Learn from my mistakes. I swear I'll never be better than him. Scanlan gives Cash some voice direction, which he promptly ignores. Potions are passed around. Grog chugs some mayo. As the party gets into the city, the crew discusses more options like invisibility and seeming. Both are done. Vax, Vex, and Gilmore go invisible. Everyone becomes lizardmen. Vox Machina breaches into the city. Zara assures Trinket that he's gonna be great and they're gonna watch out for him. Vax stealths ahead. A bit later, he hears whispers. Vex hears them a little better. People moving other people further west. Something about tunnels collapsing. Vax calls out to them. Vex asks if they're true to Amon, and Vax reveals that he was classed. Persuasion checks with disadvantage yield natural ones from both of them. Multiple attempts to try and prove that they're cool fail, and they decide to chase him down for some reason. Scanlan tries his hand and actually succeeds? Vax confirms that he's former class by using Thieves' Cant to tap out a message. Scanlan says that it's with his penis. That's not a joke, that's actually what he's. The party then enters the room. Vax inquires about Spiraling Shen, but there's no time to get to him. The class member that they meet takes them through the sewers and gets them closer to the cloud top as the fighting begins. Holy shit. Holy shit, this is real. This is real, they're actually doing it. The closer they get, the hotter it gets. Vex prepares poison arrows while in full sprint. Closer, closer. And now the lava begins. The lightning gets faster, and the roar that pierces the sky is the stuff of nightmares. The same one that pierced the sky that hellish evening in Amon. Thordak. The class member wishes them luck and then books it. The twins parkour up and scout ahead. Fires fighting back against the storm. Rain evaporating before they can even hit the ground. Husks of bodies used as warnings to wannabe heroes lining the walls. Fire giants at the ready. Distractions are discussed. Cash and Zara decide to be fucking noble and distract the giants. The party goes up and officially begins their campaign, with Zara hitting with some tentacles to restrain them. Kiki gives the signal as the party heads through the giants, who keep failing to get out of a hentai manga, as Grog smashes his way into the cloud top. Zara and Cash fight the giants valiantly. The twins help out because they're stealthy fucks. But then Vox Machina continues, and Zara and Cash fight on. Saren Ray be with them. The crew rush past into the cloud top, which is so fucked it's crazy. All those old buildings that they used to admire, decimated, gone. And as they admire the plume of smoke coming out of the center hole in the cloud top, claws, neck, eyes, bright as suns, wings, Thordak. And there's a huge scar on his chest, but no crystal. The crystal in his chest is gone. The fuck? Thordak then roars into the sky, noting that there are guests to be entertained. The episode ends. Oh, Jesus. Oh God, man. Oh God. Don't fuck die. Oh, fuck. What? No, it's starting. Fuck. Oh, God, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna fucking die. Fuck, no, die. Come on.